All right, so we're getting a little bit more serious with our no frills Nash here. We're taking a look at the door here. This door has always bothered me because it had a bunch of cracks and splits right down in the bottom here. Kind of like this area here, lots of peeling paint and just different layers. I always thought, what's wrong? So I stripped the door and I found out there's actually not much wrong, except there's a complete crease that runs the whole length of the car. The car's got sideswiped at one point in time, and the body guys were too lazy to actually pull the crease out. They just filled it with many, many layers of thick bondo. I'm not a huge bondo guy. So I wanted to show what I was going to do tonight. One is I inserted these studs with the stud welder, which is this big tool here. It's a gun. You put it on the stud like that, you push the button and it welds the stud to the car, and then you can take a hard hammer like this and you just wham, 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 pull the dents out. That's one way of getting rid of the crease. I've got the crease that runs along there, it's in the front fender, and there's a couple of dents up here on the door. I'm going to take those out. The other is the perforation. You can see there's a few rust holes in the bottom of the door. Now I can try to weld those up, but some of the thinner ones, if there's thin metal around the outside of the hole, it just blows the hole all up. So what I'm going to do in that situation is cut some metal. This is 22 gauge metal. You can get it from Home Depot. It's real thin. And I'm just going to sandwich it. Luckily this door is accessible from the inside. Can you see the holes in there? So I'm going to weld this metal on the inside. It'll bend to the curve if I press on it and then tack it in place. I can cut this into 3 strips and run the whole length of the door, and that'll give me something to weld to, and that way I'll be able to successfully weld these holes shut, and then I can seal the door from the inside so that water doesn't get between the metal. I think that's going to work good. And the third tool in my arsenal is this guy right here. This is called a shrinking disc. It's a stainless steel disc that goes on your buffer, and you spin it, put it onto the metal that's wavy like this, and you heat the metal up just by friction, and then you cool it off really quickly, quenching it with some water. And that'll take out all these, I don't know what you call them, just dents. It finds the highs and the lows, and it evens it out. And that way there'll be no bondo in the door. So, well, no bondo in the car. I'm hoping this is all the damage the car has. I know there's a little bit on the other side, but not nearly this much. So I'm actually relieved in the sense that this door isn't as rusty as I thought. I thought the bondo was covering up all kinds of rust. But there's a little bit of pinhole rust from actually rusting it from the inside out. This car came from the California coast, and the salt air, as moisture runs down the window and settles inside the door. So I guess it could be worse. But so the no frills Nash there is getting a little body work done, much needed, and some good experience for me as well. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll show you the next episode as work progresses.